a bit of a CC. It's there, man. Up against a Franco, you would need that.
Is it enough, though? Is
Early
it enough
game?
to actually do what you did the first game, but then take it through the mid to late?
You can hold, you can aid, but now Cannon, okay, not getting into the jungle, bro. Maintaining EXP lane now remains with Cannon. Now it's Philippines onto the match point. Will Saudi Arabia get a point out of this undefeated team? Will this be the final challenge of Philippines stepping foot in the grand finals?
Okay, you know, this is still what's on the line here for Philippines. Of course, they want to stay undefeated. They want to make their way to the grand finals here. Getting the close-up shot of Cannon once again. Loving the skins, by the way. And also the viewers watching online, make sure you grab the codes because they're giving out a bunch of skins for you guys watching. Now, mid lane. They have to, again, as they go through the rotations here, right? As they go through the rotation, as they try to find exactly where they want to find the first blood. It looks like it might even be up here. Cannon, the focus, has a little bit of armor left. Look at how many members are up here. Unigo going to take quite a bit of damage. Terrifies there. Flickers out, able to survive. Wow, that could have been great for Saudi Arabia to get that first blood, but they couldn't capitalize on it.
This answers your question earlier. Is the knock-up enough? Is the damage enough with Edith alone and Cuffin alone? Well, they are forced to rotate from that position, and they lost the wave. At that moment, Arcangel secures a minion wave for himself, amplifying his XP ahead of a Valentina. So at that point, yes, early game you have a defense, you have an advantage for a poke, but not with the damage. They do not want to overcommit those kinds of attacks against Philippines right now because they're maintaining the objectives. But having the vision and hold by controlling this mid lane gives them a greater setup for getting the first objective of the game.
Poke not going to land that time. Troll going in with the onward, the 1-2, focusing on Saison here. Turtle now up. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Whittle him down a little bit, make him second guess if he actually wants to contest this. This is how Tarzan likes to control this part of the game as the jungler. He's going to pretty much easily get this, uses the retribution to secure the first turtle of the game.
Objective-wise, Saudi Arabia has eyes on the first objective, having the magic shoes present for Cuffin. Instead of opting for the enchanted talisman first, he wanted to go for a bit of a greater rotation, but instead, he wanted the cooldown being prioritized on his skill set. That is the spam, that is the dash, that is the way of stealing. Oh, so close! Yeah, going back to the thought, Cuffin though, he's prioritizing on the cooldown. He wants to poke, he wants to spam. Meanwhile, up top, Cannon.
This is bad.
Here we go again.
Cannon gonna flicker out. Is that enough to get the kill? I don't think it was. So, stays alive a little bit longer. Neither team getting the first blood just yet. Sanji, hungry for that first blood in this XP lane. Put some pressure here. Cannon should just be fine. He's gonna go ahead and regen that back up.
Well, now with the Brody here having a good amount of an XP, level 5, same with Lark, but not being depending on the items, just scaling with damage, I think the Brody alone is enough of a marksman to pick off in, well, penetrate backline of Saudi Arabia, because knowing that there is a Shredder, possibly a threat imminent on the late game for Saudi Arabia, that's where the things that they wanted to build up for. Would they give the kills onto Lark or will they give it to Sanji?
Okay, they're going to go once again. The onward goes. Saison could be in trouble. Feathered Air's going to fall too. Bloody Hunt right on the target. Tarzan zoning in them out. They have to flicker out to stay alive for a little bit longer. Couple hits away. 2 fall for Philippines. Saudi Arabia on the board. They're still going for it. It's a trade though. The 1-for-2. Big hook into the turret, and that's going to be a kill. It's a double for Recutiano.
There you go. A hook and a flicker. Right on point with the trade. They take down one Arcangel fall down, but that way they had a way to shut down Tarzan by just being engaging from that imminent skirmish. The Thrall though, having the first death.
So, Recutiano, 2 early kills, 4.5 minutes in. That is not very good in the gold for gold lane matchup for Saudi Arabia. You gotta keep an eye on him. You can't let that get crazy, because we've seen what happens with Brodies when they get these leads. Now look at the dominance. Iron Hook and land with the Bloody Hunt. That's an easy kill. Troll will fall. Still going to be going with Last Insanity. Penalty zone right on top of Recutiano. He has to escape. Cannon able to get the kill he's looking for. 3 fall for Saudi Arabia. Now on the run. Only Unigo went down, sacrificing himself there. Even Stevens for the Turtles as well, the 1-for-1, but now the turret going to be worked on here in the mid lane.
That is the dive advantage of an X-Borg. Cannon picked up the immortality right away. You know how he can easily be poked down with the hits of a Valentina. Maintaining that Firaga armor and having a chance of life again with the immortality is a great advantage and confidence for Team Philippines to even have a great setup. They have taken the turtle, and mostly the burst coming from the last Insanity is becoming a problem now for Saudi Arabia. How do they pick up something like that if the button of the ultimate has been activated, right?
Yeah, and not only that too, but they're giving it a go once again, right under the turret, a little bit risky, but they go in for the kill anyway. Recutiano along with the team, it'll be the 1-for-1 trade. Unigo just going every time, he's like, I got the focusing mark, I'm gonna go in with the Bloody Hunt, find a lockdown, and give you guys a kill. That's kind of his assignment right now, and he's doing it, right? Recutiano, by the way, too, did just recently pick up the Malefic Roar on this Brody. So he's got 2 now. Damage department is great. Look at this, he's fully stacked. This is gonna be a kill, right? Oh my goodness, Sanji.
Sustainable. He lives. He lives.
As I was talking about the Malefic Roar. It's not enough yet. Okay, a little bit
he has
longer.
warrior boots though, maintaining and they just deflect a bit of the damage. So Spell Vamp is still used and being, again, eminent for this Terizla. Has a way of sustaining that, but if the threat now continues to grow for Recutiano, he had an early pick with that Malefic Roar, and with that, aided with Blade of Heptasis becoming a danger.
That's
a walking winning condition for Philippines right now.
That's right.
Saudi Arabia might be pushed to answer with defensive items. You see Anti-Cuirass here. Will this be a big of a difference for damage or even
Oh my goodness,
wow,
Tarzan.
stolen.
Smooth. Just rolls in, literally. Retries that away from the hands of Philippines. That's a great step in the right direction, right? If that's what you can do to secure your second turtle, go for it.
Wow. He was just rolling. He was just checking.
Literally.
He's just checking more of the vision.
Who needs vision when you can do that?
Having the precise damage with his own retribution. Looking at the items right here. Steel-like plates, you have Molten Essence for this box. Enough for him to sustain. And mostly, he has more utilization of his own ultimate. Turkish Precise right now is so effective.
Okay, they're going to be in trouble here. Once again, the flicker comes through. Troll not able to find the connection. Still gets to the toss-up. Look at the backside. Cannon with the last Insanity. Meanwhile, they're still going to be going. Cuffin with his own, forcing the Philippines back here. But Recutiano unleashing with the torn apart memory. Able to find Troll. They want more here. They're going to put pressure on this turret. It finally falls. Unigo trying to line up a hook. Will he be able to grab anybody? He does not find the connection.
Well, speaking of connection, that is just true. Damage connection for Recutiano. Getting the warrior boots just now. Enough damage penetration, enough build. Oh, that's Garcil though.
Okay, Canon gonna go in once again with the last Insanity. Forcing him back. There's a feathered airstrike to Sanji. In trouble. Couple hits away. Goes down once again by Recutiano. 5-0-3 now. Absolutely massive here on the Brody. All this leading to the transition. This is what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen, that Saudi Arabia had to figure out. Early game was pretty good for both games now. Mid-game to the late game transition is where they have to match the macro play from the Philippines. And it's starting to slip out of their hands once again like it did in game 1.
How do they handle this amount of damage from Philippines? Let's take a look on the defensive side of Saudi Arabia. Looking at Edith right now, he has the steel-like plates and also carry. But to look up more on damage deflection of Terizla, he only has the Anti-Cuirass. Just by being in front of Philippines right now could actually mean a pick-off for this team to actually take you down and have a team fight follow-up once you either not commit to that invade.
Once again, look at the positioning. Both teams here setting up first Lord of the game. Either team that grabs this will actually be able to make quite a bit of play on the map in terms of space. You can see them taking their time with this. Unigo checking the bush there with the Iron Hook. Not going to be able to find a connection. Still working on this Lord here. If Tarzan did what he did before the last turtle, that's all he needs to do. His team's relying on him. They also wait for their own concealed play if they can find it. Saison going to drive him back a little bit, forcing this maneuver. Can he get it through? There's the conceal from Troll, looking for his own angle. 1/4 health on the Lord. They gotta focus that down. Hook not gonna land here. Penalty zone, finding the mark. Saison in trouble. Gets the Lord though. Can they withstand the onslaught? Lark in the backside, able to get a kill. Unigo goes down. Torn apart memory to follow up. They're gonna chase them back here. 2 fall for Saudi Arabia. Philippines on the hunt. Recutiano gets the marks off and a kill. Flickers out defensively on top of it, securing them the win there in the trade.
Unigo with the right target, taking down Tarzan, the taunt. Let's go back on this replay. This was the take. This was the call of the conceal coming from Saudi Arabia. Looking back on this moment, Unigo was in a concealed state, had a chance to bite down one, and that was Tarzan, the first one to fall down, and that was Troll. There was no knock-up, there was no on or even Primal Wrath to answer. Cuffin was forced to respond with the feathered airstrike he took from Arcangel. Defensively, they were forced back to the base, and that was Philippines clearly winning that objective fight.
And with that, they've garnered themselves a huge gold lead once again at this point, 11 minutes in the game. This is usually the time frame where they really shine. They've ended games this early on too on the first Lord of the game. They're going to press the situation again. That was a hook landing plus the buddy hunt. Tarzan in trouble, has the immortality, trying to buy time here, and he's still going to be going. Finally falls. Now Troll the next target. Can he stay alive a little bit longer? Gets pulled back to the team. Double kill for Recutiano, 9-0-3. What is the answer here from Saudi Arabia? They hold on, they lose that turret at the bottom lane.
What is the answer? Defense could be the solution. Immortality is only one defensive tool here, but the base is too open for Philippines right now. And the pull!
Another hook gonna land on Sanji, plus the turret. The threat there with the feathered airstrike. They're looking to close out the game here in a sweep, claiming their first position in the grand final. Looks like they're going to do it. Philippines, in quick fashion, 12 minutes in, will claim their spot in the grand final tomorrow.